I don't know if you can hear right now. The Chihuahua's going crazy. I have her in a cage. My brother backed out because my mom convinced him that since she's a puppy and she needs to be trained and he's away for like 13 hours a day and his floors are made of wood and, he's renting and he doesn't want to get, the landlord comes every month to check the apartment, and he don't want to get kicked out, so he backed out. But at that point, I was exhaustified. I was in so much pain in my back from chasing after the Chihuahua from going on my rug. I was severely stressed out. Then this lady, I go to a crochet group twice a month. She was going to take her, and I told her she wasn't trained yet, and she backed out because her husband worked long hours as well. So I don't know if it's the stress. I also feel like I'm trying to get back into the swing of eating right, and I haven't been getting enough protein. And I don't know if that's the reason, but I know I'm under a severe amount of stress. I mean, Sunday, like it was a bomb, like it all exploded in this house. My nails have been like breaking from really like down here, and because of my nerves, I rip them off. When I see it cracking and ripping and starting to break, I just rip them off. So that's how badly stressed I am. Look at how short and stubby my nails are, except for my pinkies. Some of them, my last long nail broke when I was trying to get that thing out of the box, and it broke all the way down. I was trying to put glue, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I kept snagging on things. I just bit it off. I'm just so stressed out that if my nail cracks, I just finish biting it. I tried using the like a little bit of toilet paper with glue, and it gets snagged, it gets caught, it starts to bother me. I bite. That's how stressed out I am with this dog. I feel like my hair is also falling out. My hair looks like it's thinning. Again, I think I haven't been getting enough protein, and I think I am severely stressed out. So the dog, the puppy, so here we are on Sunday. My kids have anxiety issues. They don't want anything to do with the dog. I'm severely stressed out. My husband says I'll help as much as possible, but he works long hours. And I was at my wit's end, and we sat and we talked about it. And my husband said he wants the dog because it's the first Chihuahua that ever liked him. She takes to him. She has been coming to me to sit on my lap when I crochet, but then my cat gets jealous and she jumps up and then they fight while I'm trying to crochet. It's just crazy. She torments my lab. She wants to play. She nips him. He tries to get away from her. She won't leave him alone. He hides in my son's bedroom. Oh, it's just chaos. And my son had a nervous breakdown because of this, because they kept waking him up wanting to come into his room and then come in and out. My son has problems with sleeping. My son has problems with anxiety and, getting his meds right. Right now, his meds are not, again, the meds will work for maybe 6 months and then stop working. And right now he's trying to find the right mix of meds. So he had a nervous breakdown. Then the stress of trying to find a home, the stress of stopping this dog from crapping my rug, stinking up my rug with urine. This is a rental too, and I'm stressed out. So he was stressed out and he's yelling at me, and then I start yelling at him, and then I had a nervous breakdown. I was just crying my eyes out. And finally my husband, and he was away most of the day on Sunday because someone invited him to their church, and so this church wasn't exactly nearby. And so by the time he got home, he sat and said, let's have a family meeting, and we all discussed what to do because we couldn't find a home for this dog. And I did call the ASPCA. I'm telling you, since I moved to Texas, nothing is easy to find. I try to find ASPCA, and when I click on it, it brings you to ASPCA of New York, ASPCA of Georgia. Trying to find something for Houston. It was extremely difficult. I found this one website that was a low-cost clinics, and finally I found a number for ASPCA. But it's a message. It's all pre-recorded. Oh, go to our website, put them in the lost and found. Okay, I couldn't find the lost and found. I went to Craigslist. Craigslist is asking for money. I'm like, what? Or something about your sales. You have to agree that they can take money out of your Craigslist account. And I'm like, what are they talking about? I asked a friend because she had suggested Craigslist, and she said they never told her, charged her anything. So she says, oh, she'll put it up, but she's been busy. She's dealing with her own stuff, and she never put it up on Craigslist. So, we just said, forget about it, and we'll just keep her. My husband wants to keep her. We'll just keep her because I'm not going to throw her onto the street. But then she severely stresses me out because she eats paper. She eats shoes. She waits by the door for someone to open it so she can run out, and she will literally just run out into the street. I live by a busy street. It's a gated community. She fits right through the gate. So I was having a nervous breakdown, 2 nervous breakdowns, one on Sunday, one on Monday, because I couldn't handle her. She kept running to the door. I'm like, I gotta keep her in the cage, until we buy a gate or something for the stairs. My poor dog just escapes from her. I'll let him go down and close the gate so she can't bother him, so she can't scoot out. My husband, since he works on the property, is in and out all day. And, to eat lunch, to use the bathroom, to get something for work. So I have not had a moment's rest or a moment's peace since the 2 weeks that she's been here. I usually sit in the morning for about an hour or two, crochet, watch Netflix, watch a movie, just crocheting. It's just been horrible. But at the same time, she's cute. She jumps out. She's finally sitting on my lap. She wants to eat my face. She's very loving, very sweet. She's adorable. And at this point on Sunday, I said, look, my son said, as long as I don't have nothing to do with her, because what happened was that we went out to my brother's house. We were supposed to bring her, and he calls me up at the last minute and says, don't. But we had already planned to go there to watch some Game of Thrones, because that's like an HBO only, and he has cable. And so we left the dog in the cage, and we went out. And so my son was alone with her for about 5 or 6 hours. And she has this high-pitched cry. And she just cried and whined and cried and whined to get out of the cage the whole time. That's why he had a nervous breakdown on Sunday morning. So he just said, don't wake me early in the morning, because my husband gets up early, and then the dog gets excited and wants to go with him. My husband already walks the big dog. He said he'd be willing to walk the little one, but she won't go on the grass outside. So basically, I bought puppy pads, and I laid them all over, like the bathrooms. I have a patio. I have 2 out in the patio. I have them in her cage, but she eats it. She likes to tear up the paper. I gave her chew toys that my other dog doesn't play with anymore. She rips it up. So sometimes she'll go on it and then rip it up, or she just rips it up, and once or twice she just went on the cage floor. It's just very, very stressful dealing with her. Seriously, I'm getting too old for this. I did it with him 9 years ago, or we did it with him. We lived on the first floor though, and we were able to run out. He was big enough to grab and run him out. She's tiny, and she gets away from me. That's why my back hurts so much from jerking, from trying to pick her up. So she's in the cage, and we have to keep her there because she won't stop going downstairs. She just waits by the door to run out. But I became 80% successful in making her use the paper. What I do is I let her out of the cage like every 2 hours. I leave her in the bathroom for 15 minutes to half an hour. If it's first thing in the morning, I leave her in an hour because I know she has to do number 2, and she'll do it on my rug. I'm just tired of it. So I have to that's what I do. Every 2 hours, I lock her in the bathroom. I leave the light on. I have 2 puppy pads there. First thing in the morning, actually, I take her in the front because my husband's in and out of the bathroom. So I take her out to the patio with 2 puppy pads because she's went on the floor out there too. So she could use the puppy pad in the morning. And then every 2 hours, I lock her in the bathroom to hopefully use the puppy pad. And I'm pretty successful in having her go. And she just cries and cries and cries to get out. And now she's like scratching, making a hole in the door, scratching at the wood molding to get out. I'm telling you, this has like been severely stressful to me. And all my nails are breaking. I feel like my hair is falling out, thinning out. And it's just been really stressful. But, I'm attached to her. Once she goes, then she's just the cutest little pup. Once she goes and uses it, I clean it up. I let her run free. She has her own puppy food, but she doesn't eat it. But, she'll eat, she'll drink water, she'll play. She comes and gives me her little chihuahua kisses. I mean, she literally eats my face. I tried to actually videotape it, but as soon as she hears the camera go on, she gets distracted. So I can't videotape it, but, I've always wanted a lap dog. I always wanted a loving dog. So, once, I was starting to get into a rhythm of locking her in the bathroom or leaving her out on the patio with the puppy pads. And within half an hour, she usually goes, and then I let her out and let her run free. And then when she gets into mischief, like running to the door or trying to eat my cat's feces, or she'll grab the toilet paper rolls and any type of paper she can find. Because we're very laid back in this house. We don't put it back, toilet paper back on the roll. We just sit it there on the side, and she'll get it. So, my house is a disaster. It hasn't been like this since we were training my first puppy. So, I was on Facebook, and I didn't consider complaining. You just write whatever you feel like, and I was saying how exhausted I am, how much pain I'm in, but how I love, playing with her. I get a little puppy toy and play with her on my bed for like 15 minutes. I love when she kisses me and sleeps on my lap as I'm crocheting, until the cat comes and scratches her away from me. But, and then somebody, I don't know, she's actually an old friend, that I met 10 years ago, on the message boards for Lord of the Rings. So we've known each other via the internet about 10 years, and she was like getting on my case. Why are you complaining so much? Why don't you just find an animal rescue? Why don't you do this, that? And I'm like, I really don't know why she took it so, And so she finally says that, that she's frustrated because her stepson came to live with them and he brought a puppy, and that puppy's driving her crazy as well. And she forces all of her kids to take care of them. But my kids are adults with mental illness, so I can't do that. But my daughter saw me hysterical crying, and she's like, Mommy, I'll help you. I don't mind the dog so much. I'll help you. So she's been trying to help me. Basically, we've been walking her out on the grass once a day. We take her for a little walk. In the beginning, she didn't care about going. All she wanted to do was escape. She has no sense. And this lady was saying, well, you have to train her not to go. Hello, she's a puppy. So in the meantime, instead of caging her, just force her to stop. What have they been trying to do? In the meantime, I'm just going to let her go out to her death. So I have to cage her. I cage her for 2 hours, let her free. As soon as she gets into mischief, which sometimes is within 15 minutes, back she goes in. But I let her out every 2 hours, so that's been the cycle, and I've been about 80% successful. Like once a day, she won't go on the pads. And usually it's like when I'm falling asleep, or it's like I'm so exhausted, I'm not paying attention. That's when she'll go on my rug, I meant. So yesterday was the first time she used the grass. I took her for a long walk because I have not been getting my exercise in. I did weigh myself. I was down to like 317, and then I went up to 330 after the holidays. And so, okay, I'm going to buckle down, I'm going to start exercising again. And then this puppy came and just totally upheaved my life. I am so exhausted and in so much pain. I have not gone out to exercise, and I could feel the weight coming back on. I could feel the effects of the diabetes on me. So yesterday I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to take her for a walk with me. And she finally went. But every time I see a tiny, what looks like a wet spot, I'm trying to feel it. And I'm not really feeling anything. And my mom says that's because it soaks underneath in the pad. I'm like, I don't know if that's really urine or not. Should I put her back in the cage? So it's been highly stressful. And finally, I felt like, okay, she's going 90% of the time. I can give her a little bit of freedom. I can trust her. I actually had to put pads, and I don't want to do this. But she has this one spot on the rug she likes to go to. So I put a puppy pad there. And she used it once. And so usually she sleeps with us all night, usually. And then in the morning, I take her out to the patio with 2 puppy pads. And for some reason this morning, she woke up like 4:30 in the morning. My husband got up. Sometimes he goes on the sofa if he can't sleep, and he's tossing and turning. He'll try to sleep on the sofa. So she heard him. She got all excited. and she jumped off. And I said, well, I've got the puppy pad I got on my bedroom floor, one, and then two in the bathroom of my bedroom, so I should be okay. She woke me up because she wanted to be with my husband. I got up and nope, she used the rug again. I don't understand that. So that was like at 4 o'clock this morning. I was so frustrated. I couldn't put her in the cage because she'll start crying. I did put her in the cage and she starts barking and crying and she's gonna wake up my son. So I tried putting her in my bathroom, and I turned off. I usually keep the light on. I turned off the light. She finally just fell asleep in my bathroom. But I'm just like so, and I know my bathroom floor is cold. So she pulled down the towel and she sleeps on the towel. So that's, my bathroom rug, she pees on it. It's like, I wash it and she uses it again. So I can't keep that on the floor. So she won't pee on, like she got one of my husband's shirts out of the closet. I have to lock the closet now because she'll pee on the closet floor. So that's what I do. I'll just leave my husband's shirt because she won't pee on that. And she'll sleep on my husband's shirt in there. And that's how I finally got to go back to sleep. And my eyes have been bloodshot red from lack of sleep, from the crying, from the stress. I took some pictures to show you actually because I did, like I said, I did different looks with that palette, with the green with the teal in the contour, and my eyes are bloodshot. I'm gonna show them anyway, but so that's been the story with her. I've just, I've grown attached to her, and what's weird is that one of the things this lady said to me, well, have you tried animal control? I thought in my head, I don't think I have. But here in like I said, in Texas, you look up animal control in Houston, and it brings you to one link didn't work, one link was not in Houston, and the other link said they were full. Surprise, surprise. I already knew this was going to happen because I went through this when I was pregnant, and I had a baby allergic to cats, and I was pregnant, and I wound up having to take them to the SPCA. It was one of the hardest things I did. To this day, I get emotional when I think about it. And when I called back a year later to see how it happened to them, they said that there was a fire, and so they have no records. And I'm not doing that again. So like I said, I called the SPCA to find out if anyone had lost, a dog, or, if anyone's looking for their dog or anything. And finally, yesterday, I get a call, and I was a little surprised because, it had been a week, and since I had called them a week and a half, and they said, oh, this is spay neuter, and I'm like, is that who I called? Anyway, she told me that wasn't her department and she could switch me to that department, but she said that it's a fee. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a fee to drop your pets off at some of these places, and I know in New York it was like $60, and that was 20 years ago, so I figure it's going to be like $100 now. She said the fee's only $25 to drop them off. That's to help them take care of her for the week. And if she has a good disposition, they will not put her to sleep. They will put her on a list as long as it takes. If she's, depending on the breed and the health and the disposition, they will stay on the waiting list for as long as it takes. But if they are sick or have a bad disposition, they will be put down. So at least she was honest with me, because most places don't want to give you an answer. So anyway, so she said, I asked her about spay neutering, because since we were already decided to keep her, but I felt for my son's sake, because he had that nervous breakdown, that I would just ask. So she said that once I decide to do that, to take her in, after I pay the $25, I have to sign a contract. And this contract states that I relinquish all rights, and that if I change my mind later on, they will not give me any information about that pet, that animal again. I will know nothing about her, and I'll never see her again. And I started bawling. I cried my eyes out. I've become attached to her. That's it. She's mine. She's mine. I went out. I couldn't do it. I was going to try and do it for my son's sake. I couldn't do it. She's mine. That's it. She's mine. I spent the week with her puppy kisses all over my face. I'm starting to wonder if I'm allergic, because I start to itch after she licks me. I mean, she tries to eat my nose, and if I cover my face, she starts to lick my eyes. So, I mean, because from what I understand, animal saliva is actually health. It has healing properties to them. So we shouldn't think that it gives you germs. But anyway, I don't like making out with dogs, so I'm like, ah, she'll start licking my eyes and trying to get in between my fingers and biting my nose, and she's just the most adorablest, cutest little thing. I couldn't do it. I just started crying my eyes out. I started couldn't do it. And Stephanie's like, Mommy, no, it's okay. We're okay. We could keep the dog. Don't worry about it. And I called up my husband. I said, I'm just going to ask your advice. Should I do this for Steven's sake? He's like, no, she's our dog. That's it. So that was that. I couldn't do it. And I found out the prices of the neutering, and they're the most reasonable. Like PetSmart wants $300. And then they charge extra for pain meds and the cone. And then I looked low cost. I found one clinic near me for low cost spay neuter, and they wanted like $90. It was $75, and extra for the cone and the meds, and then for the rabies, because by law you have to get the rabies. So it came up to like $90, $95. So we're going down, and then ASPCA charges, I believe they said $50 for spay neutering and $10 for the rabies. So now we're going down more. So they say she hasn't been spaded, but she's 6 months. She should have had her period by now. So, and I haven't. I mean, usually they have a smell or might leave a blood stain. I haven't noticed anything. So sometimes I wonder if PetSmart just said that, so I'll give up $300. And right now with this forced Obamacare, I have to be really tight with my money. The initial investment should be anywhere between $200 and $500, which I'll try to do little by little. Because you got to get the new collar. Newspaper's free, but the puppy pads work better. Those are I found them for $10 at Walmart. So you got to do the spay neutering, get her own collar. I got to get her little tags, pay the rabies. Here in Houston you have to pay a pet license, and I've never had to do that before. But here they automatically report you when you bring in an animal. They automatically report you to the city of Houston, and you have to pay the money. So I already got, they did it with my dog. I got a letter from the city of Houston saying that I have to pay a late fee. I'm like, what happened? Nobody told me nothing. Well, PetSmart, I reported. I just took my cat in for her rabies. I got a note saying I have to pay for her. And so with her, I might have to give her an initial, like I said, she's clean. I haven't seen any fleas. I haven't seen any worms in her stool. Her ears are clean. They don't have like if she had the ear mites, they have all this brown in there. So I don't. I'm trying to avoid putting out more money than I need to. But I was thinking of maybe just giving her an initial checkup. So the initial, cost would probably run up to about $500 when you've done all of surgeries and all of that. But after that, all you have to do is feed her and get the puppy pads. And I'm going to try still to train her on the grass. I heard you could put like fake grass on your patio for people who live on second floors and live in apartments like me. And it's difficult for you to get outside in time. They sell these fake grass. So, I'm thinking that the puppy pads would be probably $10, $20 a month. The food's not going to be anything. She's so tiny. And if I invest in that fake grass thing, I think it's called pet turf or something, that would be an initial investment. But then I won't have to. All I have to do is keep it clean. So it shouldn't be anything for the upkeep. Because I really don't intend to really have her outside because she tries to escape. When I try to bring her back in, she's like pushing away from the door. She does not want to be in. She wants to be free to run around and kill herself, chase cats, run into traffic. And then in the cage, it was hilarious. When I tried to put in the cage, she put her little paws up like this, trying to push back away from it. I have a huge cage too. So, she's mine. And my family hates the name Chicilina. I call her Chicilina, Pingüina. I don't know if these are slang terms, Puerto Rican terms, but it just means little person. And they hate that name. So we decided to call her Jules. And so we call her Juju for short. So, yeah, that's the story with the pet. So that's that. I'll see you next week with another look. Here she is. Here she is. We bought her a beautiful bling pink collar. Don't ask me how she she managed to get her mouth in there. Look at this long snout. I don't know how she did that. Tore it up. We got her own little leash. The one that has 10 feet, so she could roam around. And we got her like a little pink chew toy. She looks so cute. She only had that collar like for half a day, and she tore it up. So, see how she does. If I let her, she'll take off all my makeup. I mean, so here she is. She's my little baby. Yes, yes. Right now, she just wants to be on the floor to run around and create mischief. That's what she wants. So, yeah. All right, guys. I will see you next week with another look. Bye.